Namaste everyone, I'm your co-host Shawnee ma'am. Welcome to your favorite learning channel. The topic for today's video is types of ecosystem and its overview. So in our previous video, we had learned about ecosystem and we had also seen the two components of ecosystem, that is biotic component and abiotic component, that involve living organisms and non-living organisms respectively. So today we will be studying about the types of ecosystem and we'll see the overview of it. Okay. So now this ecosystem of all types are categorized, or they can be categorized into two types. Okay, so if we say ecosystem, okay, so it can be broadly categorized into two types, that is the terrestrial ecosystem. Okay, the terrestrial ecosystem. And what is the other type? It is the aquatic ecosystem. So what does this terrestrial ecosystem comprise? So terrestrial ecosystem actually exists on land forms. So all the land forms of ecosystem will be included under terrestrial ecosystem. Whereas in case of aquatic ecosystem, all the water forms of ecosystem will be included in aquatic ecosystem. That is, we can say that aquatic ecosystem exists in water forms. Okay. Now, this terrestrial ecosystem can be further classified as forest ecosystem. Okay, then the next one would be grasslands. Okay, so grassland ecosystem. Then there is tundra. So we can say tundra ecosystem. Then there is mountain ecosystem. Mountain ecosystem. And there is desert ecosystem. Desert ecosystem. Okay, so these are the different forms of or different types of terrestrial ecosystem, that is they are all of different land forms. Now if we talk about aquatic ecosystem, this can be further divided or can be classified into two types, that is freshwater ecosystem, and the other one is marine ecosystem. So this classification of aquatic ecosystem into freshwater and marine ecosystem depends on the presence of salt in the water. So freshwater ecosystem has lower salt concentration to no salt concentration, whereas marine ecosystem have the water with lots of salts present in it. Okay, so marine ecosystem consists of water containing salt content. Okay, so based on this, aquatic ecosystem has been divided into two types, freshwater and marine ecosystems. Okay, so now let's see how can we differentiate terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. So the first parameter that here we would consider is the type. So as we already discussed, terrestrial ecosystem is what? Land based. It is a land-based ecosystem, whereas aquatic ecosystem is, we can say, it is water-based. It is a water-based ecosystem. Okay. Then we will see how can these two ecosystems be classified. So we'll talk about the classification. So the terrestrial ecosystem can be further classified as forest or forest ecosystem. Then there is grasslands. So grassland ecosystem. Then tundra ecosystem. Then we can say desert ecosystem. And there are mountains, which we can say mountain ecosystem. Now coming to aquatic ecosystem, this can be further divided or classified as freshwater ecosystem and marine ecosystem. Okay. So now let's quickly revise the things that we have studied today. So here we have talked about the overview of the types of ecosystem. So ecosystem of all types can be categorized into two main types, that is terrestrial ecosystem and aquatic ecosystem. So terrestrial ecosystem basically involves all the land forms of ecosystem. So it can be further divided or further classified as forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, tundra ecosystem, mountain ecosystem and desert ecosystem. Then there is aquatic ecosystem. So aquatic ecosystem includes all the water based ecosystems. So based on the presence of salt content in water, aquatic ecosystem can be further classified into two types. What are they? One is freshwater ecosystem and the other one is marine ecosystem. Okay, so marine ecosystem contains large quantities of dissolved salts in the water. Okay, like seas and oceans, whereas in freshwater ecosystem there is very low to no salt present in the water. For example, in rivers, lakes, they have fresh water. Okay, then we talked about the differences between terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem. So first we considered the parameter as the type, and here we can see in terrestrial ecosystem it is land based, whereas aquatic is water based ecosystem. Then further we looked about their classification. So terrestrial ecosystem can be further classified as forest ecosystem, grassland ecosystem, tundra ecosystem, desert ecosystem and mountain ecosystem. Whereas aquatic ecosystem can be further classified into two types, that is freshwater ecosystem and marine ecosystem. Okay, so I hope you all would have got some great insights by watching today's video. Please do not forget to like and share the video. Till then, thank you for watching.